Welcome back, juniors. We're going to take a look at week 12 and what you need to get going this week so that you can be on top of all of your work. Last week, for week 11, you should have turned in your final report for all those colleges that you researched and double-checked it. Make sure you had all of the criteria for each of the colleges. Big report, but again, remember, we did it over a span of 3 weeks of school and 4 weeks total, so you should be able to produce something pretty nice if you had 3 weeks of work time to get something done. So let's jump into what we got going on for week 12 this week. All right, so like you mentioned on last Wednesday, you were interested in resumes and scholarships. So that is where we are going to be heading. So we're going to do some typical AVID things, and then we're also going to start. I'm going to set you up this week for scholarships so you can start looking at those and see what is available out there right now for you as a junior. Just know with scholarships that as a junior, there will be scholarships out there. You have more scholarships available to you as a junior than you did as a sophomore. But boy, scholarships sure do open up when you become a senior next year. So when you become a senior, it's going to blow up. Like millions of dollars possible out there for you to get scholarships from. And it changes like every week or two. So you got to stay on top of scholarships. So we'll get that started this week. And then we'll start in on the resumes, although I don't think we'll finish them this week. Okay? So 4 things for the week. You're going to sign up to a site called fastweb.com. If you haven't used it before, I'm going to lead you through that. I have the instructions here, as well as we're going to do it together on Wednesday. Cornell notes for the week. That's pretty standard operating procedure now. You're going to make a schedule this week, which is a little tricky because I realized last time we tried doing this that a lot of you didn't make the schedule until we talked about it on Wednesday. But it's kind of too late to have a schedule on Wednesday because Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday has already gone by. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a schedule for how you operate, but it's going to be a schedule for us in week 13. And so you'll turn it in this week, but we're going to be making it for you to use next week, starting right from the get-go on Monday next week. And then we're going to start delving into resumes. Okay? So schedule for the week. Like I said, it's going to be for week 13, but you are turning it in this week before week 13 starts. This is the same thing we did before. This is the same video I had for you before, same set of instructions from before. The thing I want to point out, though, is I want you to have a schedule that has everything on it. I obviously want your classes when you have to go to meetings for classes, but I also want the study times when you're working outside of classes to make sure you're getting everything done. But I also want you to add in personal events, school events, deadlines for things. If you have to go pick up, like, let's say, a computer from the school, you need to have that on your schedule. If you need to go to grandma's house for a birthday or something like that, that should be on your schedule. Okay, this shouldn't be just something you put together real quick and say, all right, that's fine. No, I want you to get in the habit of making a schedule and trying to execute the schedule that you made, because that is what professionals do. Professionals have a schedule. I have a schedule of how I'm going to work this week, when I'm going to get things done for all sorts of stuff. And so if you want to act as a professional, be paid as a professional, then you need to learn the skills of a professional. Okay? So yeah, all your classes will be in there. Personal events will be in there. You should have 30 minutes of physical fitness somewhere in there each day if you can. I realize, it's not a perfect world. That one I could think you could slide a little bit on. Eating time should be in there. Relaxation time should be in there. You should have a full day, because even if you're relaxing for 3 hours straight, you should have listed, I'm relaxing for 3 hours straight here. And I want you to see that when you plan your relaxation time, it actually makes you less stressed and more on top of everything. And so for some of you, this is going to be a piece of cake. You're like, yeah, I already think this way anyway. For some of you, this might be a new approach. You might not have planned things out before. You just kind of wing it day by day. And usually, I'll be honest, that doesn't work for most people. And it definitely doesn't work in college. Maybe you can get away with it in high school, but in college, nah, you got too much going on. Okay, so the first thing is a schedule, but again, it's for week 13, but it's due this week. Second thing, we're going to be setting you up for scholarships on fastweb.com. So I give you instructions here with the steps 1 through, I think 11. Yeah, 1 through 11. These little blank spots that are not loading for some reason. These are actual screenshots from the website. But I'm going to walk you guys through this and talk to you more about scholarships on Wednesday. But if you miss anything I said, or you want to get it done beforehand, that's totally cool. This is the link, fastweb.com. Sign up. I'll give you all the instructions that you need here. Okay. So how are you going to turn this in as an assignment? Well, you're going to find a scholarship in fastweb.com. You're going to pretend like you're going to apply to it, and then you're going to take a screenshot or a photo of it and turn that into Jupiter. And so I'm just looking for a screenshot or photo of a scholarship. That's it. Okay. And then the other thing this week are Cornell notes for week 12, which for some reason looks like it didn't fully load, but that's okay. So what do we got this? Oh yeah, it didn't fully load because we don't have the resume stuff in there either. Let me reload this thing. Okay, so let's list it down. You got a schedule to make for week 13. You've got to sign up and get all into fastweb.com. You've got Cornell notes, which you probably won't get to until Thursday or Friday anyway, because you got to wait to learn what you need to learn. All right, that's not too much work right there. I would say overall, those things are probably going to be 30 minutes to 45 minutes total, depending on your computer skills. Okay, there you go. There's the pictures loading up. Okay, and so then the last thing. Now again, it's not due this week, but you should get started on it. How to make a resume. So we're gonna make it in Word on the computer. You don't want a handwritten resume. You turn in you go to Jack in the Box even, and you say, hey man, I want to get a job at Jack in the Box. If you give them a handwritten resume, they're gonna kind of look at you like, what's wrong with you? Okay, and remember, it's not just you trying to get a job. If there's a job opening, there could be 10, 20, 100 people going for that job. And especially nowadays, like, there's people out of work. People need jobs, need to pay rent, need to pay for food. And so you got to compete with these folks for a job. So how are you going to make yourself stand out? How are you going to make yourself look better? One way to do it is to have a resume, first of all, not just be some guy like, hey man, can I get a job? Like that doesn't go over well. Whereas you hand them, go, hey, I'm looking for work. Got any openings? Yeah, we got a job for, person who does fries. Okay. Well, I'd like to drop off my resume. Here's my resume. I'll fill out an application. There you go. Like, you just look like you're on top of your game. These are the kind of people they want to hire. Because look, they got to trust you with their business. They got to trust you. So they're not going to just hire some schlep that comes off the street. They want somebody who can do the work and they can trust. So anyway, we got to do this in Word. And so I'll give you the instructions on how to do it. There's actually templates for resumes in Word already. So you don't want to start from a blank document. You want to start from a template. And I'm going to go over that with you on Wednesday as well. And choose the one you want. You fill in all the information. And I will talk to you probably more next week about the information that goes in, things you should mention, things you shouldn't mention, how to make it look professional, what experience should you put down, what kind of job skills should you put down, personal information. Like, I'll go over that stuff with you. But we do want to get started on that, okay? So resume, starting it, but not due this week. Cornell notes absolutely need to be done by the end of the week. Signing up for FastWeb, which looks like this. See, look at this right here. This is as a junior right now. 21 scholarships available that total up to $232,000. That if you got all those scholarships, that's how much money you could go to college with right now. And that's as a junior. When you get to senior level, this is going to jump up to in the 50s or 60s at least, and you'll see this number go skyrocketing to maybe 500,000, 600,000. And this thing updates itself regularly. So scholarships, this is a big deal. We'll talk a lot about it. So we're going to sign up for this site, get all ready to go for scholarships, and then a schedule. So schedule, sign up for FastWeb, Cornell notes, all due this week, and start working on your resume for next week. All right, cool. So I'll see you on Monday for the check-in meeting, but we'll talk about a lot of this stuff on Wednesday when we get together. Have a good one, everybody.